Today we're going to have a look at how to install the leading edge chromatic clamp attachment for the Hapstone clamp bar and Hapstone clamps onto the Workshop Professional Precision Adjust. The first step, obviously, we won't be using the original clamp, so I'll press the button and remove that. Move this to the side. This is the attachment for the clamp bar that goes into the Workshop Professional Precision Adjust. It's locked into position with an 8mm bar and a threaded screw to hold it into place. In the front you'll see there is a hole. With the first generation or second generation, this will be plugged closed. Nut goes into that hole in order to have a thread for the front here. You then install the Hapstone bar in the center into position, the recess into the slot. Use the little spacer provided and the screw just to protect the bar itself. Put that into place. See, that slots nicely into position. Screw that on there and snug that up. Then simply install your Hapstone clamps onto the clamp bar. These are incredibly versatile clamps. They can swivel inwards, outwards, into position wherever you need them, either in the front, large knives on the sides, whichever basically you need to do. Install this one in position. And of course they can slide along the bar as well to wherever you need them. They're a lot more versatile than the original clamp, giving you two clamping options and also the alternative options of using any of the Hapstone clamps, because this is a standard Hapstone clamp bar, to be able to clamp pretty much any knife you can imagine with a selection of clamps that Hapstone has. So, once it's assembled like this, all you need to do is simply slide it into position like the original clamp goes. Pop it back, lock it into position, and secondly, very importantly, if you don't want or want minimal flex while you sharpen, is install the support block at the bottom here, all the way back. You may have to tilt this up a little bit just to get it all the way back, because that touches right at the bottom there to stop any downwards movement. Once everything's assembled, you now have two clamps to be able to clamp a large variety of knives. You also have the option of clamping or installing any of the Hapstone clamps onto this bar, because it's a standard Hapstone bar, and you basically can clamp just about every knife with a selection of clamps that Hapstone has to offer. As an example, a lot of people struggle with the full flat grind on Spyderco knives or similar. Best method for this that I would recommend is using one clamp in the back flat tang area over there, and the second clamp about an inch back from the tip. So let's install this knife as an example. I'll swivel this back down. Swiveling, as you know, is this lever back here, which allows the entire mechanism of the professional precision adjust to swivel back and forward. So, first clamping position, the back here. Let's use this clamp on that flat tang area. That will ensure that there's no up and down swiveling or up and down rotational force of the knife once it's in position while sharpening. And the second clamp will ensure that there's no flex while sharpening. So let's place this knife with the edge roughly parallel to the sharpening plane, about there. Tighten the back clamp on the tang right here. Snug that up nice and tight. No need to go overboard and overly tighten this to strip the screw or anything, but just snug it up. Because these clamps are made from aluminium, as long as you keep them clean with no swarf or no sharpening particles or anything inside, they shouldn't scratch up any hardened steel blade. But you have to keep them clean inside. If you're worried about that, you can tape up your knife. But typically that's not necessary if you keep the clamps clean. Second clamp, front there, that doesn't have to be overly tight. That really is just to stop the flex from happening while you sharpen. So, with this knife into position, there's your Spyderco Full Flat grind clamped in the clamps here. No rotational force whatsoever. Let's tilt this back. This knife cannot move up and down because the back clamp holds it. It also doesn't flex because the front clamp holds the blade in the front there. You simply go ahead, sharpen one side, tilt your professional precision adjust back, swivel, down, and sharpen your other side as you would normally. There's also another set of screws, should be included in the kit, shorter and longer screws as the two options for lower sharpening angles, so your stones don't make contact with the threaded screws there. Let's have a look at another knife with a Saber type grind. I'll remove this one. So this knife is pretty easy to clamp. Full flat area here, or the flat parallel ground area in the spine. Simply, again, attach the clamp in two positions. Snug it up nicely and secure it, and you're ready to sharpen. And that's the leading edge adapter for the Hapstone clamp bar system for the workshop professional precision adjust.